Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right, folks. This is one of those rumors that could really shake up the NFC West and have ripple effects across the entire league. Everyone's talking about the possibility of Myles Garrett wearing Seahawks colors next season. And let me tell you, if this comes to fruition, it could be a game changer for Seattle's defense and their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. The buzz is that Seattle is in serious talks with the Cleveland Browns about acquiring Garrett, the dominant pass rusher who's been wreaking havoc in the league since 2017. The reports suggest that the Seahawks might be willing to send a first-round pick in the 2027 draft, along with a third-rounder in 2028, in exchange for Garrett. Meanwhile, Cleveland is contemplating a rebuild after finishing 7-10 in 2025, and they're looking to free up cap space and acquire draft capital to rebuild their roster, especially on the offensive line and at quarterback positions. This trade rumor makes a lot of sense when you analyze the current situations of both teams. Cleveland, despite having a solid defensive core, is at a crossroads with their cap situation and their recent performance. They have around $12 million in cap space after the Deshaun Watson era, but their defense ranked only 20th in EPA per play last season, and they're in need of fresh offensive linemen, allowing an average of 4. 3 sacks per game in 2025, plus some young quarterback prospects to develop. Moving Garrett, a player with a cap hit of around $125 million over 5 years, could help Cleveland reset their roster and clear some space for future rebuilds. On the other side, Seattle has been quietly building a formidable defense, especially with their front seven. Adding Myles Garrett would elevate their pass rush to an elite level, making them even more dangerous on third downs and in crucial moments. Seattle currently has around $24 million in cap space, which gives them some flexibility to make such a move. Pairing Garrett with guys like Boy Mafe, who's been developing nicely with a PFF grade of 84. 6 and averaging over 1-2 sacks per game, would turn their defensive line into an absolute nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. This move would not only boost their pass rush, but also make their entire defense more disruptive, forcing more turnovers and collapsing pockets like they did with Khalil Mack back in 2018 when he added 14 sacks to the Bears. Let's talk about what Garrett brings to the table. This guy has been a beast since his rookie year, piling up over 102, 5 career sacks and forcing 18 fumbles. His PFF overall grade sits at an impressive 93. 2, which is a testament to his consistency and dominance on the field. In 2025, even with some back injuries that caused him to miss 2 games, Garrett still managed to rack up 14 sacks, 78 pressures, and 25 QB hits. His pressure rate is among the league's best, with a win rate of 25%, leading the NFL in that category, and he consistently commands double teams, about 28% of the time, yet still manages to produce. His combination of speed and power, with a 4.65-second 40-yard dash, makes him a vortex of destruction rushing the passer. When you watch him play, it's clear that Garrett is a game wrecker, capable of changing the course of a game with a single play. The reasoning behind this potential trade is pretty clear from both sides. Cleveland, after a disappointing season, wants to hit the reset button. Moving Garrett, a high-priced but highly productive player, makes financial and strategic sense for them. The idea is to retool their roster with draft picks and cap space, especially focusing on building a stronger offensive line, which allowed an average of 4.3 sacks per game last season. They are also looking for young quarterbacks to develop and possibly turn their franchise around. Garrett's departure would help them free up some of that cap space and focus on a total rebuild, especially considering their recent performance and the need to reshape their defense and offense. For the Seahawks, grabbing Garrett could be the move that elevates their entire defense into elite territory. When you look at their current pass rush, it's good, but not quite at the level needed to consistently threaten top-tier offenses. Garrett would change that dynamic instantly. Imagine him lining up on one side with Mafe on the other, creating a nightmare for quarterbacks like Kyler Murray or Matthew Stafford. His ability to generate pressure, averaging 4.6 pressures per game in 2025, would be instrumental in turning the Seahawks into a sack machine, similar to what we saw with Bosa during his dominant 2019 season with the 49ers. That kind of pressure leads to more forced turnovers, more sacks, and overall, a defense that can keep Seattle in every game. Let's get into some specifics. If Garrett joins the Seahawks, projections suggest he could produce over 15 sacks in the upcoming season, adding to the team's already formidable pass rush. His presence would also lead to better run defense metrics, with an expected increase of about 16% in run stops, considering the Seahawks allowed 118 rushing yards per game in 2025. His ability to collapse pockets would force opponents into longer third-down situations, making it easier for Seattle's defense to get off the field and give their offense more opportunities to score. Plus, with Garrett on the line, the Seahawks could see a minus 19% reduction in opponent EPA per play, which is huge when it comes to winning close games. Now, thinking about the playoff picture, Garrett's addition could be the X factor that pushes Seattle from a good team into a serious Super Bowl contender. According to NFL.com odds, Seattle's chances of winning the Super Bowl jumped from plus 14.0 to plus 5.0 after the rumors broke. That's a significant leap, and it shows how much a player of Garrett's caliber could influence their championship odds. His history of performing under pressure, 80% of his QB hits happening in high-leverage situations, makes him a true game-changer in the postseason. When you have a dominant defensive end like Garrett, who can close out games and create chaos in key moments, it elevates the entire team's confidence and capability. This trade also fits well into the broader narrative of the Seahawks' recent strategy. Seattle has been steadily rebuilding their roster, focusing on building a versatile, tough, and aggressive defense that can keep pace with their high-powered offense led by Geno Smith and their talented weapons. Adding Garrett would be the missing piece to create a balanced, intimidating squad that can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league. It's about creating a defense that can impose their will, force turnovers, and set up the offense with short fields and momentum shifts. It's about transforming the Seahawks into a true monster defense capable of shutting down some of the league's best offenses. Looking ahead, this move could also have a long-term impact on the division. The NFC West has been highly competitive, with teams like the 49ers and Rams always lurking as threats. If Seattle manages to land Garrett, it places a significant obstacle in the path of those rivals. Their offensive lines will have to double and triple team him, which could free up Mafe, Williams, and others to get after the quarterback. The division could see a shift where Seattle not only becomes a playoff fixture, but also a team that's feared for their relentless pass rush. It's a strategic move that could cement their status as a top-tier team for years to come. Of course, the Browns are weighing their options carefully. They're mindful of the cap implications, the need to rebuild, and the importance of draft capital. Moving Garrett isn't just about clearing cap space. It's about starting fresh and reimagining their roster around a new core. They're seeking young, promising players and draft picks that can help them develop a new identity. Cleveland fans, I know it's tough to see Garrett go, but sometimes a fresh start is what's needed to reach new heights. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, this potential acquisition isn't just about adding a player. It's about signaling their intent. It's about showing the league that they're serious about contending for championships again. Adding Garrett would send a message to the rest of the league that Seattle is all in, that they're willing to make bold moves to get back to the top. It's about creating a defense that's not just good, but elite. One that can carry the team through the playoffs and help them chase that elusive Super Bowl title once more. So as we watch these rumors swirl and the possibilities unfold, one thing is clear. If Seattle pulls this off, they'll be setting the stage for a very exciting season. Garrett's impact on their defense could be transformative, turning the Seahawks into a true powerhouse. Fans, this is what dreaming big looks like. This is the kind of move that could define an era. Keep your fingers crossed, stay hyped, and get ready for what could be an incredible chapter in Seahawks history. Because when you have a chance to bring in a player of Garrett's caliber, you take it. And if this trade happens, the NFC West will never be the same. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Myles Garrett will be wearing those Seahawks colors soon? Would he be the game changer we need to push for another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the Seahawks organization. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and whatever happens, we'll be right here to cover it all. Let's go Hawks.